Hello and welcome to Fireside Talks, where today we get angry about things.
Irrationally angry.
Yes, furious one might say. Seething at the mouth, frothing and yelling to the skies. Because the springboard for today's episode is things in daily life, the small, insignificant, inconsequential things that just erect a huge pillar of fury in our hearts, a volcanic obelisk, a monument to the concept of vitriol.
Yeah, you're gonna stop reading. you gotta stop reading Terry Pratchett's, man.
It has nothing to do with Pratchett. He doesn't usually do stuff like that.
No.
Anyway,
but,
yeah.
I mean, like, the thing with the whole, like, irrational anger, though, is, like, sure, stubbing your toe is completely fine to get angry at, but it depends on the level of anger.
Yeah.
In the same way that it boils my fucking blood when my local grocery store rearranges stuff.
That is mine. You stole my thing, god damn it.
Oh yeah, because you have a monopoly on getting angry at your local grocery store for moving the soda cabinets.
Okay, well, you can have the soda cabinets thing, but like when they start moving entire like fucking when suddenly you gotta go like 3 shelves and 2 aisles over for a product you're used to finding in one location, when everything suddenly has changed. But it feels like a weird, like, alternate universe Mandela effect bullshit. Why didn't you go trying to get yourself some fucking crackers or whatever? It's infuriating.
Oh, man. I still remember when we went down to your local shop because I was visiting for some reason. And I just walked in, and I walk over to where the sodas are always located. Sodas, energy drinks. I see, like, there are vegetables there. I'm like, where the fuck are the sodas?
Yeah, you having sodas replaced with vegetables must have felt like a personal insult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's kind of infuriating. Yeah, it also reminds me of an episode I was struggling with last year when they discontinued my favorite bread, the bread I have been eating for 7 years straight.
Something like that?
Yeah, like the one bread I ate. And they discontinued it. And I had a moment of the boomer fury.
See, this is why diversification is the name of the game.
Yeah, but I don't want to diversify. I want to eat that one kind of bread. In a lot of ways, I'm a creature of habit. And that catches some people very off guard. Because now I don't have a decently nutritious bread in the right size range that I can use to make my favorite kinds of like bread-based meals. The only thing I can...
Your sandwiches.
Yes. The only options I have now is either unhealthy bread or somewhat healthy bread that is too tiny. So I can't get all the stuff on it.
Oh my god. Yeah, no. How they make those, like, sort of nutritious or really nutritious bread, but they're, like, in a dense little block?
Oh god.
So they're fucking tiny?
You know what, that's worse than that?
What?
My mom used to bake bread. She was gonna be healthy about it.
Yeah?
So for a few years she made bread which was healthy, and I used every excuse in the book to not eat it because it had about the size and consistency just over.
Brick.
Yeah, I thought it was some form of construction material.
Yeah, like...
I'm pretty sure if I used it as a projectile, I could put down a rhinoceros.
Yeah, like, listen, healthy bread, that's cool and everything, but, like, if you're making an effort to be healthy, and the thing that comes out of your oven can easily be used in a construction yard...
Yeah, like...
You're doing something wrong.
The health benefit shouldn't be a workout for your jaw.
No.
Exactly. It's... that is less infuriating and more unfortunate.
I guess.
Yeah, it's a shame that I had to mourn my mom's cooking many, many decades before I'll have to mourn her passing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's not the darkest thing I've said.
No, that's true, but still, wow.
Did I tell you that story from a couple Christmases ago when me and her nearly got car crashed?
Yeah, when some asshole was in the wrong lane?
No, not the wrong lane as such, but he wasn't far enough out on his side of the road, and he clipped our mirror off.
Yeah.
And my mom was pretty pissed about that, and I said to her that it's better that you gotta pay for a new mirror than I have to pay for burying my fucking mom.
That's true.
Yeah, I can't afford that.
Dude, it is expensive to die.
Yeah, but fortunately it's expensive for other people, so it's not something I'll have to budget for.
No, but it's like a friend of mine recently lost her dad, like a half a year ago, something like that.
That's rough.
Yeah, no, she's dealing well though. She's doing better, especially with the support of her fiance and all that. And they
That's good to
just
hear.
got a house and everything. They budgeted like they were going per her father's wishes, one of the cheapest routes possible. Like, honestly, if it had been any cheaper, you could just insert Danny DeVito, when I'm dead, just throw me in the trash. That sort of stuff, right?
Yeah.
It still ended up costing like 60,000 Norwegian kroners. That's about 6,000 US dollars.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
No, it is fucking expensive to die.
Yeah, it's a bit unfair. I kind of... Actually, that makes me want to ask the question, how do you want your death to go down? Like, well, not the dying process, but the post-mortem stuff.
The post-mortem stuff? Honestly, put me in a cardboard box, cremate me, and scatter my ashes out of my grandparents' cabin.
Alright. Well,
I kind of want more to it, but the problem is, here's a fun fact. If you cremate somebody, and you say, because my biggest wish is scatter some of my ashes out of my grandparents' cabin, because that's where I have some of my happiest childhood memories.
Yep.
And I also want some of my friends to scatter a little bit of the ashes in a huge-ass blunt and pass it around, smoke up, have one last good time with me and everything.
Yeah. And
if you were to take some of my ashes and remove it from the urn and put it somewhere else, that is technically grave desecration.
yeah.
That is corpse mutilation.
And that's a bit stupid. Like, I kind of...
What the fuck?
I wouldn't mind having my skull stored separately from the rest of my skeleton. It'd be kind of fun to just have my cranium as a mantelpiece decoration for the following generations.
Yeah, just looking up at the family cabins, there's the moose that your son shot. There's a reindeer from a couple years back. There's Granddaddy's Holden.
Yeah, spooky shit, man. And I'm like, yeah, if they return my head to my tomb, I will rise from the grave to exact vengeance upon those who discontinued my bread.
Yeah.
Personally, I could go with a mausoleum. Mostly because I got, delusions of grandeur.
Yeah.
And also because I really like mausoleums.
I
got the whole necromancy thing.
They're fancy, though. I will admit that they're fancy, but for me, it's the simplicity of it. Honestly, just when I'm dead, throw me in the trash.
I can definitely do that one.
Especially, I was reading, going back to the whole, it's expensive to die thing.
Yep.
I was reading through, a Reddit thread of, what is obviously a scam, but we've been conditioned by society to,
burials.
Yeah, burials. Some dude was looking into, cremation. The simple cardboard box to, be put in to be cremated costs $250.
It's cardboard.
Yeah.
And a box.
$250 fucking dollars
for a cardboard box.
Yeah.
God, what is this? Magic the Gathering?
So what he said was, at that time he was just gonna ask his wife to buy a new fridge for $250 and use that box.
Yeah.
Because at that point, at least he can justify spending $250 fucking dollars.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say bury him in the fridge, but
Indiana Jones style. I like it.
Yes. Finally, a corpse that cannot be raised by radiation.
And also, embalming has apparently gotten to be very popular within the burying scene.
Yeah. It's making a comeback. It's the retro groove.
Yeah.
Now embalming is something that we've actually been doing for ages. You
still I know.
Embalm corpses if you stuff them in the old wood boxes too.
Yeah.
Just
to make the corpse appear fresher for longer. Why the fuck does that matter, though? At that point, I'm dead. I'm in the ground. It doesn't matter to me that my skin is going to be looking healthier for 6 more months.
I mean, it does to lifestyle streamers. Yeah. Put a camera in the coffin. During earthquakes, graveyards become maracas.
It's an old school joke.
It's a very old school joke.
I haven't heard that one in years. I like it.
Yeah, it's a funny one. No, like I could go for a mausoleum or Viking funeral. Put me on a boat, push it onto the sea, light it on fire.
Yeah.
Then just blow it the fuck up.
Yeah.
Just couple kilos of C4 in a boat.
I mean, that'd be kind of cool though as well.
Just blow up.
Viking funeral
Yeah.
in general would be kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, I got the fucking rights to it. I'm of a strong Viking bloodline. And besides, connection to the sea, me and the sea.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an alright way for me to go. But like when it comes to the whole like post-mortem partying, I don't want people sitting around moping.
No.
I just kind of like want them to like dig a huge fire pit and just grill shit and just have fun.
Have you ever seen the movie Lawless with Tom Hardy?
No.
No, there's a scene, because that's in Prohibition times, they make moonshine and all
Yeah.
that. There's a scene, like, very much at the beginning where, like, some dude has died. They have him, like, upright in a fucking coffin. They're drinking moonshine and smoking cigars and just having a grand old party to celebrate his life. That's kind of what I want. I don't want that, like, stereotypical bullshit where people are, like, sitting in a church crying and they're having, like, a wake afterwards where they're sitting around eating food looking all sad and shit. Fucking don't be sad that I died. Celebrate the fact that I lived. Have a goddamn party.
Yeah, I already eat too much at wakes. My grandma's funeral some years back now. Oh god, it was like 2016.
That's 5 years ago.
Yeah, I do believe it was. Yeah, it was 2016. Yeah, it was rough times. I think I ate like 11 bowls of sod.
Yeah.
Tough times, man.
Yeah, and for those of you not in the know, sod is basically a Norwegian traditional soup.
Yeah.
It's like meatballs and meats and...
Yeah, it's mutton based for the most part. Mutton and beef, a little bit of pork. Usually potato and carrots.
And some, that's usually what it is.
Yeah,
like, stereotypical Norwegian things.
It is very plain and simple.
Yeah.
And it's also tasty as fuck.
Oh, yeah.
It is so good. Oh, man.
I've eaten so much sod lately, it's not even funny.
Oh, lucky you.
Yeah, it's fucking great.
I've had sod once this year.
Oh.
Yeah.
When we go to the shop afterwards, you want to buy sod?
I don't want to buy sod because it takes ages to like thaw the pre-bought like sod shit.
That's true.
Yeah, and now if we had like a proper day for it, then maybe, because it's a nice day outside, it'd be cool to like have.
It is a very nice day outside.
We could have had like a bowl of sod up at the playground. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned this. As I was looking at the playground, I think there's a hive. There's some earth wasps establishing a hive, right under the swing set on the playground.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, that's bad.
That is less than perfect.
That is bad.
So I put out the word and was like, hey, maybe keep your children away from the playground because there's murder insects there.
Oh, that is bad.
They are the worst.
I've never been stung by one.
Don't.
I'm not planning to.
It's the worst, like some of the most painful experiences of my life.
I'm willing to bet.
Yeah, and I've gone through some very painful shit. It's worse than being stabbed.
I've never been stabbed either, so...
Well, hell, don't do that either.
I'm not planning to.
Good.
I'm not going to go around being like, I want to get stabbed tonight.
Well, rock up to the clubs and go, hey guys, I want to get penetrated. I thought that was your thing.
No.
Okay.
Although that reminds me of a joke.
Okay.
That is either going to inspire laughter or ire.
Let's go with both.
Yeah. So this takes place in a small rural town in America, just, for context. There's a gay guy who walks into a bar. The bartender looks at him up and down and be like, sorry, sir, we don't serve your kind in here. The gay guy goes, please, sir, mister, just one drink, I'm so thirsty. Bartender looks at him and goes, all right, fine, one drink and you get the fuck out of here. He sits down, he has his drink, a little time passes. All of a sudden, this big, brawny cowboy dude rocks up. The stereotypical one, Stetson hat, vest, dust all over him. Kicks some of the dust off him, and he says, God damn it, I'm so thirsty I could drink a cow dry. Gay guy jumps up and goes, moo moo, buckaroo.
Yeah, well, I do see the joke there.
Yeah. Not sure if it's going to go over well, but you know what? That's fine.
Just imagine a cowboy drinking a cow like a Capri Sun, though. It just kind of deflates.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool to see, actually.
Yeah, it's just one of those bizarre mental images. You're welcome.
This is one of the most horrible parts of being friends with you.
Just my mind
you
does
come
stuff.
up with these like mind-bending fuck you kind of statements and scenarios, and the problem is I have a very, very active imagination, so I can actually see that happening, and I don't fucking like it.
Giraffe on rollerblades.
Giraffe. That was a great Family Guy moment.
A fantastic one.
Ugh.
No, like, okay, what kind of food would you have wanted served at your funeral? What puts the fun in funeral for you?
Well, you know those like whole roasted pigs?
Yeah, because that was exactly what I was thinking too. 'Cause that's why I said the whole fire pit thing.
Yeah.
Just like a proper Viking, like long pit. Maybe.
Yeah, and like a whole roasted pig and some homemade mead or wine.
Yeah, and some beef, some boigas.
Yeah.
Some pizza. It's my favorite cake would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got a really good carrot cake recipe in my family.
Oh.
I'm just crazy about the thing.
I'm not really that big of a fan of carrot cake, to be honest. I'm more of a cheesecake man, to be honest.
Didn't I once give you a sample of my mom's carrot cake?
Don't think so.
I'm gonna have to get a sample of my mom's carrot cake.
Is that good, huh?
It is very good. You know I'm a big fan of cake. I mean, if you can't tell.
He says as he slaps his tiny ass belly.
Yeah. Like my mom's carrot cake is the best cake I have ever eaten, and it's okay. The closest competition is probably I'm gonna say least favorite ex's cake. He made this fantastic marbled cake with like fucking Swiss chocolate and shit.
Oh.
Yeah, it was really good. So good.
Yeah, no, I still remember when I was younger, my mom would go out of her way to make like these elaborate cake designs for my birthday.
And you just eat them.
Yeah, like that's why one of the reasons, because we were talking about it recently, because my little sister just turned 2.
Yeah.
As we had like this celebration, you know, we had the sod, and we had cake and jello and all that good shit, and she made like, because my little sister is really into Shaun the Sheep right now.
Okay.
You know, like stereotypical kids TV shows.
British?
I think it is originally. Huh?
Welsh? Yeah, actually, I know where that whole thing comes from. So let's spar on to that after your...
Yeah, and she made like this elaborate cake. It was like 3 tiers high and like, you know, sheeps made out of fondant and all that good shit.
Yeah.
And she was like, it's so... We were talking about it afterwards. She was like, it's so stressful to like spend like 3 or 4 days creating like this elaborate cake. And you like see it done for like 2 minutes before people fucking devour it.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that's why I can't become a cake decorator, because I would get too emotionally attached to my art pieces.
Yeah, I think aesthetics is not that important when it comes to cake.
No.
It's give me something that'll just put me in a cake coma.
Yeah, I mean, it's slightly important.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's not supposed to like look like the worst.
I mean, if you serve me chocolate cake that looks like melted diarrhea, I'm not going to be like, woohoo, cake, you know? But it doesn't have to be like, did you ever watch that fucking show on TLC called Cake Boss?
No.
It was like this, they were based in Brooklyn, and they made like these special order cakes.
Yeah, I know what it's about.
Yeah, like these like extremely elaborate, huge fucking cakes.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's taking it a few steps too far.
Yeah, it's jerking off at that point.
Yeah, it's honestly just like, look at my fucking masterpiece.
Yeah, like 45% of it is inedible structural supports.
Yeah.
Yeah, get that shit out of here.
Yeah,
give me a cake I can eat the entirety of.
Yeah, like, put me in front of a fucking cheesecake that's just a cheesecake. I'll be a happy fucking camper.
No, that's, I think the two of us have some serious food problems.
Nah.
I mean, they used to call me the Devourer. And you've seen why.
Yeah, I've seen you inhale food before.
Yeah.
There was a reason I got the nickname the trash can. Because whenever I hung out with my friend group before, I've slowed down on this because I've realized that this is the reason I've grown to be almost 300 fucking pounds. I know, I don't look like I'm 300 pounds, but...
No, you've managed to keep very well.
Yeah. No, but like whenever they because my friend group, we were always hanging out like in the city, and everybody was like, "Oh, let's get pizza, let's get McDonald's, let's get kebabs, let's get like all of this shit." And then they would sit down, and none of them would be able to finish it. So you have like 10 people like, "Huh, we have like leftover food here. He's probably hungry," and they just look at me, and all of them just give me their leftover food, and I would devour all of it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. I don't often do that kind of thing because I don't share food.
No, that's fair.
Like if someone else has eaten something or taken a bite out of something, it squicks me too much. I'm a weird hygiene shit, you know.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of McDonald's, people who steal fries when you offer to buy them.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Oh my fucking god! Your ex-girlfriend?
My ex-girlfriend. Yes.
I still remember having to slap her hands from keeping her away from my goddamn fries.
I mean, she did it in a very charming fashion. So it's hard to stop that smile from stealing your fries. But
it's my fries!
Yeah, like, when I bought fries too, and I would, like, offer to buy her fries, and those times she just says no and takes my fries, it wounds me deep inside.
Yeah, but it's like, okay, sure, I didn't offer to buy her fries because she wasn't my girlfriend. It wasn't my place to offer her fries.
I mean, you definitely could. We'd take a little load off my wallet.
It was your girlfriend.
Yeah, man.
Fuck off.
I don't mind if people buy my girlfriend food.
It's not my place. But anyways, when I go to McDonald's, on the rare occasions that I do, I usually buy 5 cheeseburgers and a medium fry and a medium cola. And the reason I do it is because I take the top bun off of every burger, I snack them with fries in between, and I take one of the top buns, I squish it together and eat it like one big burger. I need all of the fries to do this. So when someone steals fries, it takes it out of whack.
I mean, I'm glad that she was preventing you from successfully implementing your burger strategy.
I still remember the shocked faces.
It is not okay. It's a crime.
If you ever go to McDonald's, try it. It is seriously so good.
I'm just gonna buy burgers, and I actually don't buy fries at McDonald's. I don't know. I'm not like, okay, the sweet potato fries is all right.
I'm not a big fan of the sweet potato fries.
No, they're all right. But I don't know. I'm not excited for that shit. Why would I eat fries when I can just buy chili cheese tops instead?
Because the fries are really good.
I don't know.
I like the McDonald's fries.
Yeah, but like...
Then again, I am a fat motherfucker, so...
Yeah, like, I'm not saying the fries are bad. I'm just saying there are better options that can fill the same slot as the sort of...
That's fair, but there is something about the just standard plain salty fries.
Yeah, like it has...
There's something special about it.
Yeah, it has that sort of basic appeal, yeah.
Yeah.
I will admit to that. It's like having a glass of water. Like, it's nice and satisfying.
Yeah, it's not something, like when you get a glass of water, it's not something like, oh yes, water. But there's something basic about it. I mean,
if you live in Flint, Michigan.
Fair. A glass of crisp, fresh water for all you Flinters.
Or, if you live in Africa, anywhere near a Nestle plant. God, fuck Nestle.
Fuck Nestle. That's not something we can bring up on this podcast, though, because now we're talking about things that are making us irrationally angry. And poisoning a shitload of African children should make you angry. It's not irrational. It's completely rational.
Yeah, it is infuriating indeed. That's an right. Yeah, let's discuss McDonald's some more.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, so
I swear to God, the way we're talking about food and describing ourselves, like if we ever make it big and have like a live show, people are gonna think we look like those motherfuckers from like My 600-Pound Life on TLC or something.
They're gonna
when we walk out, it's like illusion shattered.
They're gonna be like, we thought you were gonna be looking like less creepy versions of Boogie.
Yeah. Looking like those motherfuckers from WALL-E.
Oh, yes.
That's a sad reality.
Well, America or WALL-E?
Both.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Right, let's see. So, McDonald's. So, the standard, like the main component of a McDonald's meal in your case is probably the same as mine. Just
cheeseburgers, fries, and Coca-Cola.
Yeah, because
with no sugars, because I'm a healthy motherfucker.
Yeah, no, I just grab cheeseburgers.
Yeah, they're simple.
Yeah, then we'll get to the side slot, which is the in my case chili cheese tops.
Yeah, in my case it's fries.
Yeah. Then I don't know, a McFlurry is nice. You know, when the machine.
A McFlurry's nice.
Yeah, here in Norway the machine isn't broken all the time because we got better hygiene standards.
Dude, fun fact though.
Yeah.
I can't really confirm this, but from what I've heard.
Machine broken means hygienic problems.
Yeah, no. It basically means that like they're busy cleaning the machine and all that, and it takes a little while. And instead of explaining that to every customer who's going to be like, oh, but what, blah, 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 they just say machine's broken. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it would be way better if they're like, no, we're doing maintenance to make sure nobody gets fucking cholera or whatever.
Yeah.
I get the feeling that was something I forgot to mention earlier.
You like McFlurries?
Yeah, like way earlier when you were talking about your sister and the cake party thing. Let's loop back to that later.
Dude, let's move forward.
Yes,
because if we start hyperfixing on it now, we're never going to remember it. It's going to hit us in like half an hour.
Exactly. So,
oh no, he's turned towards me.
Yeah.
What do you want? This makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, and I kind of want burgers now, to be honest.
I kind of want to go to McDonald's.
I kind of also want to go to McDonald's. This is one of the things I
got a driver nearby. Want to go to McDonald's?
I kind of really do want to go to McDonald's.
Shit.
Then again, I kind of look like shit right now. I haven't shaved in a few days, so I look like a sleep paralysis demon for homeless people.
Look like a bargain bin version of Moist Critical.
I look like, in one of my ex's words, a sex offender.
Yeah, you look like you've been in the lineup for the like sex offender shuffle song.
Yeah, I look like I'd be in one of her lineups.
Yeah. But yeah, McDonald's.
Yeah, right, McDonald's. So the core component would of course be cheeseburgers because the Big Macs and shit, they're decent enough.
I don't like the Big Mac to be honest.
Not like the various fancier burgers at McDonald's. They're decent enough.
Dude, big tasty bacon.
Yeah. But if you want a good burger, you don't go to McDonald's.
You go to Burger King.
No. I don't like Burger King.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, if you want a good burger, you go to a proper burger joint. Like, McDonald's is perfect when you want that trash food, and then you got to go for the trashiest food, which is the cheeseburger.
Yeah.
The McDonald's cheeseburger is an art form. It doesn't overstate itself. It doesn't try to
be more than it is. It's a cheeseburger.
It is a blue-collar working fucking burger. It does the job. It keeps society rolling. I take my hat off and put my hand on my heart for the common working cheeseburger.
But you know what really pisses me off about McDonald's?
What?
Like, this is going to be a Norwegian currency, but I'm going to try to translate it.
Okay.
Back in the day when I was in like middle school.
Tenner.
It was a tenner.
Yeah.
It was like $1 per cheeseburger.
Less
so I could
than
walk in there with $10 and get 10 cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
And then they raised the price to 15 kroners.
Yep.
Or $1.50.
And now they've raised it to 20.
They've raised it again?
I do believe it's 20 now.
Fucking Christ almighty.
Yeah, well, it's
a fucking cheeseburger.
It's twice what it used to be. Yeah, I remember this actually like very tangential here. Wind back to my middle school days when my teacher was trying to motivate me to do a subject I was not particularly fond of. I had refused to do anything in that subject for like the entire fucking year.
Of course.
And the teacher in that particular subject turned to my, what's the American equivalent to this? Homeroom teacher, I'd say.
Yeah.
And it's like, how the fuck do we do something about this? He's not motivated in the slightest. The subject in question, by the way, is nynorsk.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's basically a dead language. It's like if they were trying to forcibly, well, for the Americans out there, trying to force you to learn Middle English.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody uses it.
And like for a little bit of context on the history of it, the Norwegian, like standardized Norwegian that we write and you find in every document and all that, is basically a bastardized version of Danish because we used to be a part of Denmark. And then some motherfucker a couple hundred years back decided that he was going to go around the entirety of Norway collecting dialects and different idioms from certain places and craft a new Norwegian language out of it.
A written one, yeah.
Yeah, a written one. And we all fucking hate it.
Yeah, like the thing is, the improved version of the Danish language, haha. Now the thing is, the Norwegian bokmål is I wouldn't say it as much based on written Danish as it has the same linguistic path as
No.
Yeah, I know, it's better. Nynorsk is a pain to deal with, and pretty much everyone thinks it should go the way of the dodo.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I was understandably not enthused by this.
No.
And so the teacher who was dealing with this particular subject turns to my homeroom teacher and goes like, "Okay, what do we do?" And he goes like, "All right, we gotta get him to do a test on this, right? To account for most of his grade. So I'm gonna offer him, like, for each grade he gets on it, I'm gonna give him a cheeseburger." I think I got a 5 on that.
Yeah. Which for you Americans would be a B.
Yeah, a B.
Because we have a grading systems on numbers, not letters.
Yeah, from 1 being the worst to 6
being the best.
How many 6s have you gotten?
That is quite a few, actually.
Yeah.
At least in my middle school year, I kind of dabbled off when I got into high school because my mom...
Yeah.
Because here in Norway, you start getting grades when you enter middle school.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom, knowing that unless I got good grades in middle school, I wouldn't be able to get a good education or, get into some of the better program lines in high school. So she was like, all right, I got to motivate this motherfucker like crazy. So what she did is, for every 5 I got $5 or 50 kroners.
Yeah.
For every 6 I got $20 or 200 kroners. I became a rich motherfucker during middle school.
Yeah, like, you don't need a lot of money to motivate a child.
No.
No, because a small amount of money is a large amount of money.
At that time, entering middle school, we would be about 12 or 13.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, no, you get some real moods on that one.
Yeah, especially given the fact that, like, the only expenses you truly have in middle school, unless you live in, like, a horrible family that makes you pay for your own shit, is like, hey, I want to go out with some friends and get a soda and an ice cream. Like, I still remember back in the day when I was a kid, it's like, I have $2, so I can go to the shop and get, like, a few things, go out with friends to a park, and it's like the sun is shining, and have the best day ever.
Yeah.
I miss those fucking days.
I miss those days where back when I was still going to the youth club, when the area I grew up in, and I was just fucking loaded. I had because that was before I moved out, and so having like just 11K sitting around in my bank account not doing anything.
Yeah,
that's a lot of money at that point.
Oh yeah,
that's a fuckload of money.
That is a ton of money.
It kind of vanished pretty quickly throughout my first relationship, though.
Yeah, something about it.
But yeah, like sometimes I would just buy cool shit, like for like people at the youth club. I'd just like buy cola cans for everyone or something. Yeah, and it was nice. Anyway, right.
I still remember back in like when I entered high school, I got like this. I got approved from like a government grant, like studielån.
Yeah.
Basically, I got, I think I got like 8,000 kroners every month.
Mm-hmm.
And for a 16-year-old with no other expenses, that is a ton of money.
That is a lot of money. You could buy some serious Magic the Gathering cards with that.
Yeah, I spent it all on frivolous shit.
Yeah.
There's a reason, I gained weight in high school. Because my lunch every morning was, like a 12-inch sub with the cheese and ham and Starbucks coffee.
I mean,
as much as I hate to admit the fact that I went to Starbucks.
I wouldn't mind a 12-inch sub right now.
Haha.
Haha. Now, back to the whole thing with grades. What's the 6 you've gotten that you're most smug about?
That would probably be last year of high school, Norwegian.
Yeah, no, that's a good reason to be smug.
Yeah, no, but like, it's not. I'm not smug about it because I'm Norwegian. Of course, I get good grades in Norwegian or all of that. It's the fact that the teacher we had that year purposely gave us bad grades. I guarantee you, she gave us bad grades purposely. We tried to bring it up with her. You were like, okay, we see that you're giving us, 3 and 4s. It's like, sure, you're going to have some bad performers, but there's no way the bell curve for a class stops at a 4.
No, that doesn't sound right.
You
got the fucking nerds. They gonna put out better than that.
Yeah. So, we try to bring it up with her, like, how can we improve our grades? What can we do to, get a higher grade from you? And she's like, oh, you don't need to worry about that because I went to media and communication. I basically went to a trade line. I was going to start working within television and shit. And she was like, oh, you don't need to worry about that. You're not, one of those, like, study freaks from some of the more, intensive classes like studiespecialisering, which basically is general education, moving on to university. Academia, basically. You're not one of those guys, so you don't need to worry about getting, 5s and 6. So it's fine for you to get 4s.
That's fucking annoying.
Yes. That is why I am so smug that I got a 6 in her grade and I could basically just go, fuck you, bitch.
Yeah, no, I would fucking report her to the goddamn school board.
We did.
How did that turn out?
We reported her to the principal.
Yeah, good. You should.
Yeah, that is bullshit. If you start grading your students based on what they are chosen to study, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, it's also extremely biased. God.
Yes, and it's completely unethical.
It's racist. At any rate,
How about you? What is the 6 you've gotten that you're most smug about?
Okay, so you know the exam you get at the end of middle school, where you get
basically like a mock exam type of deal.
Yeah, which is basically you get it's not a mock exam per se. It's like it's probably the most serious exam you have until like the last year high school exams.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So I got so they pick fucking subjects for you, and you gotta present this to your homeroom teacher and an independent censor, as it's called. Which is some sort of academically qualified person from a university.
Yeah, they're basically supposed to be unbiased because they don't know you, and
university professors and that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, my subject was genetics.
Oh
Yeah.
Oh god. Give the science nerds genetics.
The fucking censor had to look up a lot of the shit I was talking about because she didn't have a clue what the fuck I was presenting.
Yeah.
I did a really good Excel spreadsheet thing. It was very, very well. I also stuck in some Zelda references because,
Of course you do.
Of course I did. At any rate, so I went on like these long fucking... long deep dives about various things in genetics and stuff, and the fucking censor had to look up to see if I was right or not.
Yeah, it just needed to verify that you were bullshitting him because he didn't know what the fuck you were on about.
Everything I said was not only 100% correct, but a lot of it was at like a high university level, or like a career professor or a doctorate sort of study level. And it just made me really smug. It's like, okay, we can only give you a 6 because that's the highest grade, but we want to give you something higher than 6, but we can. And I'm like, yeah.
Oh man, I still actually this wasn't a 6, but it's a grade that I'm really fucking proud of, and I still don't know how I pulled it off.
Oh.
It was second year of middle school, because middle school is 3 years here. It was second year of middle school science class, and I did not pay attention in science class. I didn't care. Yeah. I had no fucking interest in it. I wasn't going to become any sort of like scientist or any shit like that.
And then you did.
I mean, how so?
I mean, you've experimented with a lot of chemicals.
Haha.
Aha.
Ah, yes, referencing my drug use. Haha. Yes. And it was one of those... I just showed up to class one day, we're standing outside, everybody's got their textbook out, they're talking, they're quizzing each other. I'm like, anybody know what the fuck we're going to be talking about today? We have a test today. Oh, I have not prepared for this test in any capacity whatsoever.
That's something I can relate to.
Yeah, so we get in there, our teacher lines up the desks in a way that we can't look at each other, I've gotten like 2s and 3s. I've even had like a couple 1s,
Yeah.
like basically failed a couple of tests.
Just flunking the whole thing.
Yeah, I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And then I sat down at the table. I started looking through the question. There's some multiple choice ones. There's some like, oh, I gotta write down my answer and all that. I speed through the whole thing like 15, 20 minutes because I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I give it to him, like I just look at him. I just say, please, just don't flunk me. That's all I ask. And I walk out of the classroom. I get back like a week later for my next science class. He comes up to me, he gives me my test. I just see 4. He's like, oh, you seem to be have prepared very well for this test. I'm like, no, not at all.
Yeah.
I said as much to them as well. It's like, I didn't prepare. I didn't know we had a test until like 10 minutes before. He's like, you motherfucker.
I remember middle school class with a kind of similar vibe. I walk into the classroom half an hour late.
Yeah.
Yeah, my homeroom teacher, he just looks me dead in the eyes and asks me a question from the from what we were talking about, and I answer it perfectly.
Oh.
Yeah, and he just kind of goes on a pseudo rant for like 10 seconds where he just goes like, God, you're such a terrible example to the other students because you don't pay attention, you turn up late, and you do everything right with no effort.
Oh, God.
And that's not something you want to show kids because even for the most gifted kids, the highest, the best skill to have is putting in effort.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was kind of... styling too much on people.
That can go both ways though. Like if you're like one of those high pressure students that like need to do well in school because societal pressure from home, pressure from yourself, that can boil over pretty quickly. I still remember from my second year of high school, we were having I don't remember I think it was social studies.
Mm-hmm.
And it was election year. So,
Mm-hmm.
of course, I didn't pay attention because at the time I didn't give a flying fuck about politics.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of still don't, but
Kind of have to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's interesting to debate certain topics like out of context, like we did with the political compass test kind of thing.
Yeah.
But actually sitting down, looking into Norwegian politics and being like, that's who I'm gonna vote for. I find that to be so fucking boring.
It would be interesting if we could vote on individual policies.
Yes, that would actually be cool because then I don't have to tie myself to a party because there were several of the parties here in Norway where it's like I agree with those 2 policies and I hate you for the rest of it.
Yeah, it's like I really like this bit where you're gonna fix up the roads and make sure the elderly has good healthcare, but I kind of don't agree with the bit where you execute puppies in public to keep the population in line.
Exactly. It's like, sure, I agree with you that we need to do something about the environment, but why do you have to tie that to the fact that you're also racist and want to stop immigration?
One thing, okay, fuck windmills.
I don't know enough about them to have an opinion.
Yeah, well, you should have the opinion that fuck windmills. They are just, okay, the cost to produce them has a higher environmental impact than the benefit from using them. Furthermore, they are absolutely impossible to recycle.
No, it's the same thing with okay, before we move on to this, I want to tell the story. Second year of high school, I didn't pay attention in social studies because election year, I didn't give a fuck. And I remember one of the girls in my class was so used to getting 6s, right?
Yeah.
She got a 5+. She ran to the bathroom to cry.
Yeah, that's...
that shows me that there's something wrong with the way we do education.
Yeah, it's grade-based education as a whole is a fucked system. Look at Finland, they don't do that shit.
No, and they've basically abolished homework almost.
Yeah, what you gotta do, what schooling should be about shouldn't be memorization of these kinds of topics. What it should be about is giving people the tools to be good people, the ability to maths kind of gotta stick around.
Yeah,
but
to a certain extent though, because I just gotta mention PEMDAS. You know, the whole how to solve an equation with a parentheses, exponent, multiply, divide, add, subtract. The only time I've ever used that since I graduated middle school It's one of those like stupid online things where it's like, hey, what's the answer to this question? And then it's like you get like this heated debate in the comment section.
Yeah,
Only fucking time. I
outside
still remember it like 10 years later.
Mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell.
Yeah.
A lot of these mathematical things either don't have any practical application that will apply to people's lives, or is things that you can easily deal with your fucking cell phone.
Yeah.
And we've gotten to that point in humanity now that most people won't need shit like long division and stuff. So advanced mathematics ought to be like an elective thing.
Yes. And that is, I don't know if you ever watched there's a YouTuber called Boy in a Band.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, he had the song Don't Stay in School.
Yeah.
I agree so goddamn much with his points. Because it's like, I just agree with the whole point of like the reason we're having a shortage of some essential things like scientists and all that, or like stuff like that, is because kids are having their intrinsic curiosity beaten out of them.
Yeah, it's a cookie cutter mentality where everyone's going to be beaten into the same mold.
Yeah, like, you know, you look at a kid, he's going to ask you, why is the grass green? Why is the sky blue? Why does this thing do this thing? Why? They ask questions constantly. When was the last time you saw like somebody in grade 6, which is elementary school here, ask you questions about how things work or why things are the way they are? They don't.
No, because I don't interact with 6th graders. If I was a teacher, the thing would probably have been a slightly different situation.
No, I mean I'm stating an example here.
Yes, your point is still valid.
Yes,
even though I rub your words in your face a little bit. Yeah, no, I do believe the quote gets attributed to Einstein, the thing about like if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will go its entire life believing it is stupid.
Everyone is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it's gonna live its whole life thinking it's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
People aren't the same.
No, like, you know, it so depends on the teachers as well.
Yeah.
You know, I hated math class in my first and second year of high school. Then I got the third year of high school, and I had an amazing math teacher who used practical examples. Like, we went out into the halls, and we're like, okay, we're going to do this thing where we drop this piece of string down, and we're going to use this, like, equation to figure out how many times we got to rotate this wheel to get it back to its original position. And it got us interested in it because we were using real-life examples. We weren't just sitting in front of the fucking board and just being like, all right, cool, so we got to do this and this.
Practical and visual learners don't benefit well from traditional math education.
No.
And I will hammer that point until it's entirely flat.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of other things that go like that too. History, that's a decent thing to have focus on, I guess.
Yeah.
But, like, again, everything has a cap. Like, not everyone needs to know. It's about like stimulating the desire to learn about things and to see what people resonate with, but mostly it would be better for schools to put a higher focus on the ability to process information and make connections between separate pieces of information rather than focus on memorization of singular facts.
Yeah. I don't know. Who was your favorite teacher?
That would be my homeroom teacher in middle school. Yeah, I still talk to him from time to time. I might have mentioned him a few times.
Maybe.
What would be a good English term for støttekontakt?
I don't know. Like, I guess it would be somebody who's like specially placed in the classroom to give you the support you need.
Not like classrooms. Not that. Fritidsstøttekontakt.
Oh yeah, basically somebody who like follows, who's there to help you manage in social situations in spare time.
It's a person who gets kind of like somewhat paid by the government to hang out with you, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, for troubled kids of various types. He was also that for me.
Ah.
Yeah, I used to go to the water park thing up in Trondheim, or go eat pizza, or just hang out in the mountains, just do a variety of stuff. Yeah, just socializing. And me and him got along extremely well, so it's good times.
For me, it's got to be my history teacher from my third year of high school. He was his passion for the subject just really resonated with me.
Yeah,
I remember, I still remember we were gonna talk about Christopher Columbus. Yeah, he was like, oh yeah, no, next class we're gonna talk about Christopher Columbus. So because of that, my knowledge of that, I actually went home and researched him quite in depth. To like be able to understand the subject better. Like he made me want to learn.
Yeah, a good passionate teacher can turn the lamest subject into hot fire.
Yeah.
Actually, let's go back to some earlier shit and just stroke our egos a bit more.
Oh.
Yeah, high school. I do believe it was social studies. I was sitting with two laptops in the middle of the classroom. On one, it was technically say a schoolwork thing, and on the other I was just the one I was actually focusing on, I was playing Heroes of Might and Magic 4.
Yeah, of course you were.
Yeah. The teacher, I wasn't paying attention at all. The teacher asks points a question at me to I'm gonna get him now.
Yeah.
This is kind of like the whole middle school situation over again. I look up, go like, what, repeat the question? He repeats the question, I answer it perfectly, go back to my game. It's just yeah, and then there's the history class ice cream incident.
Oh, really?
You remember that story?
No.
Okay, so it was history class in high school. I do believe it might have been year or two. Anyway, so I'm just sitting there in the classroom in the history class, and I go, yeah, can I leave the classroom for like a minute? And the teacher goes, sure. And so I go to the cafeteria, buy myself an ice cream. And I come back to the classroom just eating this fucking ice cream, right? And get a good chuckle out of the whole classroom because, my charisma and everything, I can get away with that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the teacher, she goes like, yeah, that's not really the point of leaving the classroom. It's the toilet breaks and stuff. And I'm sitting there with my ice cream, and I go like, I'll keep that in mind. It was a nice interaction. It gave everyone a little chuckle.
I still remember third year of high school's history teacher. Because every Thursday we had like a rotation because I was, again, in media and communications. So week 1 it was media, week 2, for the whole first half of the day from 8:15 until 12:30, we had this one specific subject. So week 1 it was media, week 2 it was science, week 3 it was history, and week 4 it was Norwegian. And we were, this time around, it was history. And we started at 8:15. The cafeteria opened at 9 o'clock. So we would have short breaks every now and then, every hour, 45 minutes. We would have a 5 to 10 minute break. And my history teacher, he's yawning. He's looking at the clock all right, it's 9 o'clock. We're going to go get coffee. Fuck off. It's yes.
Yeah. I should probably point out, because all these school stories I'm telling make me sound like the worst person. Like a raging asshole and a smug cunt.
You kind of were, though.
Yeah, the thing is, I do, especially in retrospect, see how my behavior can kind of be somewhat disruptive. It is. I'm gonna do the classic YouTuber apology thing and just blame my mental illness. It is in most part because the whole ADHD, autism combo. It's just sometimes I was just kind of a problem child. I still got good grades, and the thing I like focusing on in this kind of situation is that I always did my best to help out other students with subjects they struggled with, or if there was some sort of group project. I tend to try to not be a cunt, even though my let's say non-standard approach might have been disruptive. Just inherently. I remember teaching a guy who was a few years above me, and it was he was gonna have a thing on oil drilling in the North Sea, and he was having a hard time understanding the whole process. So I used a cola bottle as a visual metaphor about like shaking cola bottle as the the high pressure oil, and how that, and you're sticking a straw into it is kind of like into like through the cap of the cola is a good visual metaphor for it. Like first it bursts out on its own, then you gotta start sucking it. Yeah, and the visual metaphor there kind of really helped him grasp the subject, and it made me feel all right. I think that was like seventh, eighth grade. Yeah.
I don't know. Like I still look back at some of my behavior and it's like I was a cunt. But then again, I at some points I was a justified cunt.
Yeah.
Because it was
the best kind of cunt.
third year of high school again. A lot of my stories come from third year of high school. I'm realizing. I'm guessing that's because that's kind of when I started growing into the person I am today.
That's when you bloomed.
Yeah, I guess.
You went into puberty.
No, shut up. But no, it was lunch break, which lunch break was for like an hour. Yeah, kind of, because we had a half-hour lunch break and then a half-hour of recess, technically. But they were like rolled into one, so we had an hour break, technically. And I was, at that point, we were reaching World War II in history class. So, of course, me being me, I started watching stuff around it, like The Pacific and Band of Brothers.
Yep.
And I was trying to watch this one specific episode of The Pacific. I think it was the third or fourth episode.
Yep.
And my friend, who was next to me, we were friends by default because we were always sitting next to each other. Yeah, sure.
Friend by proxy.
Friend by proxy, basically, was playing Dark Souls. And, she kept bugging me and interrupting me.
Yeah.
And by like the sixth time, I remember just ripping off my headset and be like, God damn it, can I just watch The Pacific in peace? Oh, man. Oh, that got me riled the fuck up. Like, sure, it was a cunty thing to do, but I had the stereotypical taking one earbud off to be like, what?
Yeah.
It's like, alright, I'm gonna go back to watching my show now. Hint, hint.
It derails the mental train.
Yeah.
And it takes a while to accelerate again,
yeah. Oh, God.
Yeah. So, back to what we were having a tangent from. McDonald's cheeseburgers.
I'm gonna just check how much time we got left. Because I'm starting to think we're running a little low on time.
Tangent complete.
We are running very low on time, but
let's finish up the McDonald's point at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went from fury to food to education back to food.
Yeah.
So I guess we gotta end it on fury. In full circle this shit. Yeah. Like, okay, let's see. So yeah, McDonald's. Yeah, McFlurry, that's like a nice thing in addition. I don't usually buy drinks at McDonald's anymore. Like I used to sometimes buy the milkshakes.
Oh, the milkshakes.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. That's something I stopped doing in like 2019, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of like how it usually looks for me. But there's one thing in McDonald's I really, really don't like, the apple pies. Have you tried the fucking apple pies? No, don't.
I don't go to McDonald's for apple pies and salads. If you go to McDonald's for apple pies and salads, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, like the apple pie there is just god fucking awful. I hate it from the bottom of my heart. My ex and my best friend at the time forced me to eat one.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like, hey, what should I get? You guys can pick for me because I'm just not feeling like making decisions right now. And they were like, you're gonna eat this apple pie. And it was not an experience I enjoyed.
No.
It is one of the worst food experiences I've had outside of like at an actual restaurant type thing. Actually, when we're talking about burgers, I gotta take you to Jordbergpikkeland down here at Mellus so you can have one of the burgers there. Because like the bacon cheddar burger.
When you do that today?
Yeah, dude. Fuck yeah, they're great.
Dude, I'm craving burgers.
They are erotically.
I don't know why. I'm just fucking craving burgers.
Yeah, dude. I am very, very thirsty for them burgers right now.
Yeah,
dude,
juicy burgers with big buns.
Oh, oof. Oh, you're erecting my French fries.
As long as milkshake doesn't come out of it, we'll be good. Have you ever tried that thing where you take your fries and dip them into the milkshake?
I've seen people do it.
It's really good.
I've seen you do it, I believe.
It's really good.
I don't think I want to be on that particular bandwagon.
No.
Yeah. So I guess we're gonna have to go for burgers after rounding up this hour of random tangents. Nonsense. Yes.
Yeah.
So I suppose we should find some sort of infuriating thing to end on. Okay, when you're like living with your family or like living with other people for an extended time period, and they don't do dishes or don't do dishes properly, and you wind up being stuck with that job, and some asshole leaves bread in the sink.
Oh,
it is so aggravating.
I know.
Like, the only thing I can do about it right now is to just make sure I don't like give myself a heart attack or like an old person medical emergency by just starting to talk about this. I can feel my blood pressure rising. Like,
how about when they enter your room for some reason, they talk to you or whatever,
yeah,
and then they start leaving, and you're like, close the door, and they have it like at the exact position where it's not closed, but it's technically closed.
Yeah.
Whew.
Or when your parent just yells upstairs at you, like, child, what? Child, what? Child, what? They just never explain what they want.
No.
Then you go down there, and it's just something incredibly inconsequential that they could have been solved by just, words.
Yeah, or it's the classic, like, hey, dinner's ready. And you walk downstairs, it's like, where the fuck's the dinner? It's gonna be another 10 minutes. But since you're down here, why don't you set the table? Go fuck yourself!
Yeah, like,
could have just asked me to set the table.
Don't gaslight me.
Yeah, you
before
could
dinner.
You could have asked me to set the table, and I would have said yes because of course I will.
Like, if people ask me nicely to do things, I'm more inclined than if they're ordering me to do things.
Yeah.
This is one of the reasons I have such a chilly relationship with my father.
Yeah, it's like, alright, if you yell up to me, hey child, please, can you come downstairs and set the table for dinner? I will. I will come downstairs, I will take the plates, the utensils, the cups, everything, I will put it on the table nicely. If you call me down because dinner's ready, and then I'm down there, it's like, oh, well, dinner's not going to be ready for another 10 minutes, but set the table, will you little fuckwit? Those days, it will not be set nicely.
No, it's aggravating.
Yeah.
It's like, if you want me to do stuff for you, treat me like an equal and with respect.
Yes.
Yeah, like...
And sure, I agree with the whole respect is earned, not given thing to a certain extent, but that doesn't automatically give you the right to treat me like an asshole.
There's a base level of courtesy, and a lot of people don't meet that threshold.
Listen, I will treat you nicely and with respect until you prove to me that you deserve otherwise. Yeah. And you can also prove that you are deserving of higher level of respect, in which I will give you that higher level of respect.
Precisely, that's how the system should work.
Yes.
But like, oh god, it's so aggravating when I see parents that believe that they have a right to order their adult child around.
You're 25? Fuck you. Take out the trash, bitch face.
Yes.
Fuck you!
Yeah, it's like, oh, I see you're 18. I'm gonna treat you like you're still 9.
Yeah, and then they slap you with the whole like, as long as you're living under my roof.
Yeah.
I'll remember that if you ever need help and have to stay on my couch, bitch.
Yeah, or the old. Hey, I gave birth to you. No, or like, hey, I'm the reason you exist. Yeah,
I didn't ask.
For that.
I didn't fucking ask.
I didn't want this.
No, that's why that's one of the reasons I really love my mom, because while she can be a bit short-tempered if I push her buttons.
I can see where you got it from then.
Yeah, but like, she will generally be like, hey, can you please do some dishes? Can you please take out the trash? She will ask me nicely.
Yeah, my mom too.
And when she does, I am more inclined to do it. Like, hey, can you please tidy up a little bit?
Yeah.
Yes, Mom, I can.
Yeah, my mom's like that too. She's nice and respectful and shit, and it invites a helpful attitude.
Yes.
Yeah, she's like, my mom is nice, and I want to help her out and do nice things for her because she is nice.
Yes.
Yeah, And then it's like, Christmas dinner is done, and my dad's like, yeah, you gotta clean everything. And I'm like, motherfucker, you didn't even ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if he just asked you, like, hey, can you please clean up?
Yeah, then I'd be more inclined to do so.
You'd probably ask for help, because Christmas dinners usually invites a lot of dishes.
Yeah, I've been usually doing all of them for pretty much my entire life. I'm not exaggerating much. Like ever since I was old enough to do dishes, I've been doing all the dishes. Yeah. My dad is very fond of delegating.
Yes.
Specifically to me. And he doesn't do that in a, shall we say, nice exchange kind of fashion. It's a, do as I say kind of thing. And as a result, I'm not very inclined to go to family Christmas.
No.
A lot of stuff. Yeah, it's just, that sort of thing causes animosity.
But I think we're going to have to round up this podcast. And on that note, this podcast is not brought to you by Raycon, because, well, they haven't approached us. We can't be sponsored by them.
Exactly. We should find ourselves some good sponsors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not Raid Shadow Legends.
Not Raid Shadow Legends.
No.
Maybe, I don't know. This would have been a good episode to be sponsored by food kind of services.
Oh, yeah.
What's your favorite food service or food...
delivery service kind of thing?
Yeah.
I'd probably have to say Volt.
Okay. Never heard of it even.
Yeah, it's like a freelance operation kind of thing, where it's like they have like cooperations with certain restaurants, and you just sit on your phone being like, if you're within like the confines of Trondheim City, you can basically just go into the app, be like, I want that burger from that place. And then you pay with the app, and they bring it right to your doorstep.
Yeah, there's a few services like that around, yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of prefer the one where I'm like, okay, I'm missing this particular item. I have a friend visiting. I'll just send them some money and have them pick it up on the way. That's convenient.
Yeah. But, this has been a random podcast for thoughts, fury, food, and school.
Yes.
And, we don't have a Patreon yet, so don't subscribe to that.
No.
We want you to subscribe to our channel, because it helps us out with the YouTube algorithm.
If you see us in public, give us money.
No.
Yes.
No. Don't be an e-beggar.
Come on.
Don't be an e-beggar.
I'm not e-begging. I'm not. This is.
You're e-begging.
No. There's a difference. I'm not asking them. I'm telling them.
That's worse.
This is an order. This is an instruction from on high. I'm looking down from my ivory tower and blessing them with my divine presence. In return, I merely not
cough, cough. You're turning into your dad. Cough, cough.
oh no. My weakness.
Also, hit the like button, because it helps us out, and ding that motherfucking notification bell, because oh, sorry, am I acting too much like a stereotypical YouTuber now?
Oh, sorry, I think I threw up my breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, exactly.
Oh man, that's why it smells like wet penis in here.
That's at it, right? Oh yeah, happy Pride Month, motherfucker.
Why are you saying it to me so aggressively?
No, I don't know.
Why is there a bottle of lube over there?
For a second, I followed your guess. I was like, did I leave my bedroom door open? But no, you wouldn't be able to see into my closet from this angle.
No. Anyways, I guess that does it.
That does it, yeah. That really does it for us.
Shut up.
Okay, so do have some fun food experiences out there, people.
Don't be afraid to experiment. Try some new food.
Yeah, live a little.
Yeah.
Make something in your kitchen.
Don't be bitch.
Yeah, no, just buy some random spices and ingredients and just smack some shit together. You'd be surprised how often it works out.
Yeah, actually, you would.
Yeah, you've tasted my tomato soup.
I have.
It's good.
I've also tasted that fucking sandwich you used to make with like sliced bread, and it was an Italian salad kind of thing, and jalapenos.
Yeah.
I did not think that would work.
Yeah, but
it fucking works.
Yeah, can't make that anymore because they fucking discontinued the bread.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh
so
no.
Now I gotta use inferior bread.
Yeah, before he goes off on another tangent, I think we're just gonna end this episode right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure, and have a good one.
Yeah. Goodbye, everybody.